Good morning, good Thursday morning to you. I wanted to share this amazing book that I just started reading. I'm in chapter 2, but it's so good. I wanted to come and share this goodness with you. I love listening to books. It's like sitting down with the author and they're pouring in a wealth of their knowledge in me. And in return, I get to share it with others. So for me, when I invest in a book, especially from someone who has so much wisdom, right? If I invest in that book, if I invest in that, I'm investing in myself, because this person, I feel like this person is sitting down with me, having an intimate conversation that's going to help me be the best I can be. And so this book that I'm talking about, and this is not a book related to my book club, to the book club that I'm in. This is a book I chose for myself because this is the journey that I'm on. The All Things Healing podcast is something that I'm recording right now in real time. And I also record a video as well for TikTok. And I want to, I'm intentional about what I'm listening to and what I'm reading, because I want to help inspire and help others heal. So this book is called The Garden Within, and it's by Dr. Anita Phillips. And so in this book, she talks about embracing your emotions. And embracing your emotions. So I'm going to give you a snippet of what I wrote down that stood out for me. And then I have a workbook as well that I want to share some feedback about emotions. We have to understand our emotions. Our emotions drive everything. And so I thought this was an amazing book to help explain emotions and how they work and how to process them and understand them. It's a beautiful book. Oh my goodness. And her voice is so soothing. She is a person that I admire and I look up to. So when she said her book was dropping, I was like, I'm going to get it. I got to get it. Okay, so she talks about your heart is a garden. She says your heart is a garden. And feeling isn't failing because Jesus never failed. Your emotion is not a sin. No. She said, excuse me, say this. Again, they say it right. Feeling isn't failing. Just Jesus never failed. No emotion is a sin. You don't need to overthrow your emotions to experience a revolution in your life. You just need to overthrow the lies you have believed about your emotions. The Creator designed your heart to be a garden, not a war zone. The Creator designed your heart to be a garden, not a war zone. Are you ready to end the war with your emotions? Are you ready to end the war with your emotions? What is the heart? What is the heart-spirit relationship? How does the heart influence the spiritual health? How can heart work unlock spiritual powers? In this book, she's going to help you do all these things. So in chapter 1, she talks about, chapter 1 is called The Seedling. No matter what we go through, it's not God's fault. He will help us understand it. We all have weeds that grow in our garden, and we have to pull those weeds up. A thought is a plant. A plant can be nurtured. A thought is a plant. A plant can be nurtured. Your heart is the soil where spiritual seeds are planted. Your heart nourishes the fruit you produce. Your heart is the soil of your life. Your heart is the soil of your life. Embracing your feelings is time to end the flow. So in chapter 2, it's called Check in the Flow. The spirit is broken by sorrow. Why do we feel the way we feel about what we feel? Why do we feel the way we feel about what we feel? So she talks about Plato's theory. Rational brain is more evolved than the irrational brain. When you ask someone what they think, they will tell you what they feel. And I know I've done this. When you ask somebody, I want you to try it today. When you ask somebody, what do you think? They're going to tell you how they feel. Disconnecting your feelings is not an act of faith. It's an act of avoidance. The unresolved pain is still there, eroding your well-being. Your emotional pain is not maturely exclusive with your spiritual power. Your emotional pain is not naturally exclusive with your spiritual power. Jesus showed us that. So then I want to go into the workbook, because the workbook breaks it down a little further. And also I've only got to chapter 2, so I'm going to just share some things about ways to embrace your emotions. And what does this mean? Embracing your emotions. Embracing your emotions may seem contradictory in a world that frequently prizes emotional restraint and control. But Dr. Anita points out in her inspirational book, The Garden Within, emotions are not the enemy. Rather, they are an essential and inherent aspect of the human experience. Understanding emotions' nature. Emotions should not be feared or suppressed, regardless of whether they're happy, sad, angry, or fearful, or any other type of emotion. They are the innate reactions of our thoughts, our hearts they are the innate reactions of our thoughts and hearts to the occasions and encounters we have in life. Our internal compass, our emotions, lead us through the difficulties of life. Emotions are psychological reactions to a diverse stimuli, just as we feel bodily sensations like hunger and exhaustion. The impact of society on our emotional perception. Society frequently has a big impact on how we perceive feelings. We have undaunted with the messages from the early age that imply emotion should be suppressed, disguised, or even rejected. When we are urged to toughen up or stop crying, or chasten forms between how we truly feel and what we ought to feel. Societal conditioning can result in emotional suppression, which can be harmful to our mental and physical health. The effects of suppression of emotions. We unintentionally bury our emotions inside of us when we suppress or mistrust them. The emotional suppression over time can result in a variety of problems such as persistent tension, worry, and even physical disease. It is comparable to trying to control a strong river. If we block it up, the pressure increases until it eventually manages to escape, maybe causing harm in the process. Examining your interactions with your emotions. It is crucial to consider your personal relationship with your emotions. If you want to truly embrace your feelings, set off on a path of self-discovery and experience healing. Think about how you've been trained to understand and handle your emotions. Have you been urged to open up with your feelings, or have you felt the need to keep them hidden? Do you have any feelings that you've been taught to consider weak or undesirable? Exploring your emotional landscape. Locate a peaceful area where you won't be interrupted and start there. To calm down, focus your consciousness on the present moment. Take a few deep breaths. Write down a list of typical feelings such as joy, sadness, anger, and fear in a journal or on a piece of paper. List any associations or assumptions you may have about each emotion next to it. Do you have any recollections of life events that were connected to these feelings? Think about typical reactions to these feelings. Do you have any in particular that you tend to hide or avoid? Take your time with this exercise and let your ideas and emotions flow freely and enably. You know the word. Can't say it right now. Let them flow out freely onto the paper. Understand your particular emotional landscape and creating the groundwork for embracing your feelings. Begin with this practice. Okay? Keep in mind that Dr. Anita emphasizes emotions are not the enemy. Rather, they're your guide as you journey toward a powerful and true existence. The Garden Within. The Garden Within. So she is a trauma therapist, and she is also an amazing pastor and speaker. And this is her book, and it's just so beautiful. I just love listening. I'm just enjoying it thus far, and I can't wait to hear more and learn more and grow more and heal more. You have to be intentional about healing. You have to be intentional about the investments that you are making. What areas of your life do you need work on? To me, the emotion piece. A lot of us need this emotional piece because we don't understand our emotions. We've been taught to suppress them. Don't cry. Don't do this. Don't do that. And then we walk around here telling our kids to do the same, and it's just not healthy. Your heart is a garden. Feeling isn't failing. Jesus never failed. No emotion is a sin. Okay? You don't need to overthrow your emotions to experience a revolution in your life. You just need to overthrow the lies that you have believed about your emotions. So I hope this was helpful. The book is The Garden Within by Dr. Anita Phillips. Good morning, good Thursday morning to you. I wanted to share this amazing book that